In 2016, President Trump earned 74 electoral votes, more than his opponent Hillary Clinton, who won the popular vote by 3 million votes. This was the fifth time a presidential candidate lost a popular vote but won the Electoral College. Every 4 years, the Electoral College defines our president by the votes of the citizens. I'm Charter Nichols, and just like me, millions of new voters will finally have their voices heard in a presidential election. I'm here today to advocate for the preservation of the Electoral College. We need to save this vital historical process that is currently used in our nation's elections that preserves the balance between a pure democracy and a pure republic. The three major important aspects of the Electoral College are: 1. It was created for a purpose at the founding of America. 2. It gives smaller populated states an equal voice in presidential elections. And 3. It prevents a stolen election. First, let's look at how it was created for a purpose at the founding of America. Article 2, Section 1 of the U.S. Constitution states, Each state shall appoint in such manner as the legislature thereof may direct a number of electors equal to the whole number of senators and representatives to which the state may be entitled in the Congress. The Founding Fathers established this process as a compromise between the election of a president by a vote in Congress and the election of a president by a popular vote of qualified citizens. Not only was the Electoral College a compromise, it was also established in fear of a pure democracy and the tyrannical rule of the majority, which are still relevant today. The main weakness in the Electoral College in the Constitution was how to break a tie in the election. It wasn't until after the 1804 election that this was corrected by the passing of the 12th Amendment. This corrected the weakness by having the U.S. House of Representatives voting one vote per state for the next president in the event of a tie. Secondly, the Electoral College gives smaller populated states an equal voice in presidential elections. States may have more electors due to their size and population in the Electoral College. However, the Electoral College guarantees each state an equal base number of 3 electors, giving smaller populated states an equal voice and some representation out of the 538 total Electoral College votes. For example, rural America produces a majority of America's food, raw materials, energy, alternative energy sources that support modern life in major populated cities across this nation. Therefore, they need a voice in the elections. The 9 most populous states contain 51% of America's total voting population. If there was a national popular vote for the president, the elections in the Midwestern states and smaller populated states would be meaningless, causing these states not to be stops on the campaign trail. The national popular vote would play true to the fears of the Founding Fathers that the 51% majority of the population would tyrannize the other 49% of the population. In the 2016 general election, Iowa, a rural state, had a 72% voter turnout in Iowa's voting population. This put Iowa among the top 5 states in the country for voter turnout. Therefore, Iowans earned their representation in elections, just like the rest of the states. Smaller populated states are the backbone of America and are critical to the American livelihood and elections. Finally, let's look at how the Electoral College prevents a stolen election. Prager University, a conservative organization, stated in a video, and I quote, "The Electoral College makes it impossible to predict which states will matter the most," end quote. The Electoral College votes cannot be stolen since the Founding Fathers set the requirement to be a geographical balance more than just raw votes to win. These swing states could decide the outcome of the presidential election. Not only do these select states change their representation of their elected officials' political parties, it could be any of the 50 states. This makes it impossible for any presidential candidate to buy votes within a state. For example, in the 2008 election, there were 6 swing states. By 2012, there were 9 states. By 2016, there were 11 swing states. This forces candidates to nationally campaign in order to reach out to multiple groups of people for the geographical balance. In conclusion, the Electoral College is successful at accomplishing the goals the Founding Fathers established, giving rural America an equal voice, and preventing an election from being stolen. Now, do you know why it's important for you to vote? It's an opportunity to make your voice heard. You could be the vote that changes your elector or on who they vote for in an election. So please go out and vote on November 3rd. Thank you.